Good morning. Okay, so let me start by this. In 1986, the American Congress passed the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, a law which was created in response to pressure by pharmaceutical companies to shield drug companies from lawsuits for injuries and deaths caused by state-mandated vaccine. So, you are basically forced to take a vaccine, and which might cause you serious problems, serious complications, and when it does, you're not allowed to sue the company, you just die in peace. So, one of the very, very controversial vaccines is the pertussis vaccines previously mentioned. Pertussis, known as the whooping cough. As my friend here, my colleague, the other team, the opposition, they stated that the whooping cough has many interesting health risks. While the vaccine also has very interesting health risks. Pertussis, also known as the whooping cough, is a disease which triggers violent episodes of coughing, choking, difficulty in breathing, and vomiting of mucus. This vaccine did not only prove to be ineffective, as the CDC, Center of Disease Control in the US, said this: if pertussis is circulating in the community, there is a chance that a fully vaccinated person can catch it. It also proved to be outrageously dangerous. Some of its serious reported adverse effects are hypotonic hyperresponsive episodes, sudden infant death syndrome, nerve and lymph node diseases, anaphylactic reaction, and the list goes on and on. The mumps vaccine. According to the Federal Vaccine Adverse Effects it reported that following the receipt of the MMR vaccine, 6,058 adverse effects were reported following the receipt of the MMR vaccine, which is the mumps vaccine, since 1990, half of which occurred in children aged 3 years and younger, including lupus, encephalitis, meningitis, deafness, cardiomyopathy, convulsions, and again the list goes on and on. A vaccine injury compensation program was made, but out of 288 reported deaths associated to MMR vaccine, only 56 were compensated. Out of 288 reported deaths to the MMR vaccine, 56 only were compensated, though I can hardly understand how you can compensate someone for the death of their friend or for father, mother, or a loved one. The efficacy and health risks of vaccines should not be your only concern. You should also consider the manufacturing companies and the governmental authorities which enforce vaccines on people. Speaking of the MMR vaccine and its manufacturer company Merck, in 2012, 2 former Merck employees filed a lawsuit alleging that Merck altered testing and study results to make the mumps vaccine appear more effective. The lawsuit claims that the current mumps outbreaks in vaccinated children are due to this alleged falsification of efficacy data. Ironically, Merck, which also happens to be the leading manufacturer of the human papillomavirus vaccine, offered the former director of the CDC, Julie Gerberding, a position as head of Merck vaccine department as a reward for her blocking the pulling out of the vaccine from the market because of significant number of girls dead or been rendered paralyzed by it. So,
time's up.
Okay. Thank you.
So just like TB patients are required to undergo what is called direct observation therapy to ensure that they take their treatment and for the disease not to spread anymore. So following the same concept, don't you think vaccination should be compulsory because the public cannot always be trusted to fulfill their obligations to society?
Yeah, but again, if you are providing specific systems to educate the public, to inform them about their choice, about the risks of their health, about the risks of their decisions, you can get very satisfying results. You can actually give the people the right to choose, their absolute freedom to choose whether to get vaccinated or not, including noting that the vaccines that you can give them ineffective vaccines from drug companies that can be very corrupted. So their basic right is to choose, and if you inform them about their choice, you can get very satisfying results.
Do you think that giving people the choice, can we ensure that they will make the right choice, the choice that will benefit the greater good?
Yeah, actually it did happen in California. There was this law that was passed that people would, before rejecting the vaccine, they actually can go ask the advice of a healthcare professional. And the statistics are the refusal rates in California for people refusing vaccines are actually decreasing, and people are actually understanding their choice, because the major fear of vaccine is the health risks I just mentioned. Very, very serious complications can happen to you. So if your healthcare professional would make it sure, would tell you about the choice, that you have good immunity, that you might not get sufficient any kind of serious complications, then you can have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.